Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Oakland Raiders. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First down, Rivers. And caught by Henry. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he's got room. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And right side, Henry's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for first and 10. Now Gordon on first down. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Throwing Rivers. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a first and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 16. A first carry now for Alex Collins. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
We got three. Down. 180.
Throwing his Carr on third down. And Cook has it, left side. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Down. Blue 80. White down.
They do go for it. It's Carr. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. The Chargers getting set to go and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Caleb Sturgis now for the Charger field goal. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake, because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
But 5-man box. Monday, down.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
3 down.
On 3rd down, Carr. He completes it to Bryant. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down.
Here we go.
Watch tight. Tight is right.
Five down. Down.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And he stopped immediately there. It's Jaleel Adai who brings him down. He had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that, that allowed him to get up to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain.
Cooper's first catch, and good for a first down. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Single, slot. Raider 8. You're on an island. Monday, down. You wide 8-8. 89, go deep. Whatever you do, don't let 89.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. That's a microcosm of how it's gone for their rushing game so far this year. 29th in the league on the ground.
Yeah, it's a great illustration of what we're seeing because these problems go back to the offensive line. You can't give guys free access to your backfield. Can't let these free runners come and get them because free runners turn into free hitters.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Shotgun now for Carr. He finds Roberts, complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now Carr drops it underneath for Collins. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here.
Get set.
Now Carr into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Melvin Ingram. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And this one complete to Virgil Green. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Tight end right. Set, Delta.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
12.
Back to it after the pick six. Rivers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find a soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. On the sneak, Rivers. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to 4th. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
White down. 808. Down. Blue 80.
They run with Collins. And not much running room. Down to the 32. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Get set. White 80.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Finds Roberts left side. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Oakland after this.
Watch right. Yeah, 98's down. 58, 98.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Throwing now is Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ready. Green 80. Hey, Rocket.
Following the interception here, Rivers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
On 2nd down, Rivers again. Going deep for Benjamin. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, Rivers. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. The first down throw here for Rivers. Forced out to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Hey! 12. We're all right. Ready? 380! Alert 16! Get hot!
Rivers now on second down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. To throw on third down. Rivers. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
We got three. Down!
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And that'll bring up second down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
29.
Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
That's the way.
That 1-8er! 390!
On 1st and 10, Rivers. Throw left side complete. That's Gordon. Dropped at the 35, but he was able to display the agility there. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Set! Delta!
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are able to strike for 6. Sturgis for the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Derwin James with a pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we have reached halftime, intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Corey Legion continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11.
That's what I'm talking about, D. Yeah, 98's down. 58, 98.
Carr to throw on second down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Collins. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
Mike, check. Raider 2. 6-18. Hey, 7-34.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. Cooper's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On first down, Carr got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Check me out.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. They'll roll him out right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 29, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them. And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Second down, Rivers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Here we go.
Rivers now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
3-3.
Ready. Delta.
Rivers now to throw on first down. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. A gain of 6 there on first.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And an alley to run. run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Let's go. Come on. Run. Run to the ball. We got a runner. Yo trip is here, baby. Yo trip is here.
Hey!
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight.
Cross to right.
Now a second down throw for Rivers. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Blitz, blitz.
Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Set. Delta!
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And Sturgis able to knock it through. Back now in the East Bay. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Raiders. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A very solid gain of 27. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Deuce right, Chief. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 734.
Shotgun now for Carr. Rolling to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
Buffalo wall, Buffalo wall.
56, check 56. Let's go, baby.
Hurry up.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Bang, 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 bang. Switch it.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And some room to maneuver. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late.
Love the mindset. Love the way he flipped the switch late in the game, needed a big run, and helped produce it with great leverage from the offensive line. But you also know what happens, too. The defense stacks the line. So if you can break through that first barrier, there's usually plenty of room to run.
So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
Set, 390.
Now they'll pitch it out. This is Gordon. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. A toss play, Gordon. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. The Chargers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Here we go.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
White.
Hey. We got 3.
Set.
56 the mic.
Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. they're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Tight ends right. Tight ends right. Sit. Delta!
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Run.
And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jason Verrett, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
All day, baby, all day. Set, block 15.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee.
Double tight. Hey, boys, we got 4 down. Set.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee.
Here we go.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
You got 3 down. Set.
A kneel down here from Rivers, and that should be it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for our visitors, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Oakland, the calendar changed October didn't help as they dropped to 0-5 on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Oakland, we sign off. So long, everybody.